Back to the bubble, ladies and gentlemen, and episode number 15 of our Angmar campaign. It's Third Age Total War with Divide and Conquer version 4.5, I think, or 4.6, and AGO and SUS submods. A mouthful for sure. In this episode, our main priority will be to take care of FUIROST, take that one back, and also to maybe start launching an attack on Bree. In the last episode, of course, we took Ostgelon from the High Elves, and that army is starting to move on the last, well, technically not their last because they have Rivendell as well, but one of their last resorts, I suppose. So High Elves is very high indeed on our target list right now. Of course, Kenneth Bryn is still being a bit pissy. So I'm actually thinking that I would like to just pull everyone out, let it rebel, and then lay siege to it again. Actually. And then kill everyone inside Kenneth Bryn, because they do not like me at all. They are stuck on 50 in public order no matter what I do, basically. And a lot of that comes from unrest. A lot of that comes from cultural unrest as well, and distance to capital. So I could spend some money to move my capital. Actually, that might be a good idea. How close do you think I would have to move it for them to be happier? It's right over here currently in Atheline. So what if I moved it to Mount Graham? I'm just gonna try. New seat of power, Mount Graham, made them a lot happier. And you're still at 50? What the damn hell? Garrison at 55. Would it be worth it to just try to send in?
Yes, my lord.
What happens if I send you in there? Ooh, yay! They just needed a more competent general. So maybe I moved my capital all for nothing. But these boys are still happy enough. Hobbiton, not much so. Now they're pissy about distance to capital, 50%. And a lot of cultural unrest as well. But we do have, I think... Or don't we have the... Yeah, we do have the Shrine of Melkor. So it just has to take some time. And I don't think we have any of their buildings that we can destroy. We have this one. And we don't need it. We don't eat chicken. In Angmar we eat snow. Okay, so Hobbiton is taken care of. And so is Kenneth Bryn. So maybe this would be a pretty decent time to amass an army and move on Imladris, actually. I might do that. And then I move on FUIROST. You are not quite ready yet. Okay, you can stand there. Stand perfectly still. And then we will attack FUIROST. Because we do have 2 rams. So it's just to get jiggy with it, basically. And assault. I will see you on the battle map. But first, yeah, Captain Kiberlandon. Not even a general. 1 range unit. 1, well, 2 technically. These guys throw axes. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's go. So, here we are. There we have FUIROST. They took it from us, but now we will take it back. But I will not listen to your speech. Sorry, bro. I cannot see where they have put their units so far. It's the ballista that I'm mostly scared of, to be honest. And I mean, and the range units, of course, but we should be able to just overwhelm them. So we can put both of our rams to good use as well. You can get to work on this one. You can get to work on this one. Now let's take a look at their garrison. Okay, so they do have the ballistas, but fortunately for me, they are aiming at the one gate we are not attacking. That's just bad luck for them. And of course they're just hanging on. Hogging? Anyway, they are holding on to the town square for all they got. Now this is gonna take a while to get everyone in position, and also to get the rams to bring down the gates. So I will be just putting it into ×6. Can I actually increase it even more? No, I cannot. Increase it. I will not. Seems like they're sending some units. It's mostly, yeah, it's their 10 melee units. Impressive. And you can start shooting at the Lindar guards. And I think that I will use my general to take care of them as soon as we are through the gate.
Men have done well. The gates have fallen.
What's it looking like over here? Almost? No, almost, yeah. And then we'll just completely swarm the square. It should be alright. You charge in. And I think the ballista is still pointing at the right direction. You attack them, and you run over there, because I want them to attack the ballista. And you can run up and attack the ballista as well. We might only need our hillmen for this, actually. But I'm moving in the Angmarim units anyway. Oh, damn! That's why I wanted the ballista to be taken down, because those shots were not fun to take in the face. But still, good for them. Good for them. Everyone, attack. Yeah, we are losing a lot of units though. Up to 21% losses. Some of them most likely came from these ballista shots, of course. Taking a ballista at point blank range is not something that I encourage.
This is a clear victory.
Taking settlements though, that's something I do strongly encourage. Beautiful. 231 lost, 243 killed. Pretty even. The thing, when we keep in mind that it was high elves that we were actually fighting, and we just sent in a bunch of hillmen. And there we go. FUIROST is once again back in our hands. So we should most likely only need to occupy it, actually. Yeah, we do still have a lot of Melkor Shadow culture, which is great. Still a lot of unrest and some cultural unrest as well. So set up the Shrine of Melkor to be built when we have money for it. And then I would like to get some better visibility around here. And I would also like for my army to get down south. First, I want to take that fort, and we will do that in the next turn or so. So, FUIROST is ours, which is just swell, and we have 179 gold left in the bank. Not really drowning in riches, are we? Let's see what we have more. We have Brelanders, who wants to be who wants to be difficult.
Your order.
Do you think I can take that unit with Agendour? I have no idea what unit it even is.
Yes, my lord.
As you command, an honorable, glorious victory. Ordered as you wish.
Amassing a army, at least. Because I did say that I wanted to take on Bree in this episode, and so we shall. First of all, save. Game save, succeeded. And then I'll see you on the battle map. And here we are. It looks like it's dusk or dawn, something like that. At least it's very brown air. Start the deployment right off the bat. And first of all, I want the thralls to make up the defensive line, basically, for all of my battles. I should use them a lot more, because they don't really do a lot of damage, but they do have pretty decent defense when you think about how cheap they actually are. So we have Agendour with Temple Wards, and we have some Angmarim infantry. That's what our army's gonna consist of. Really? Okay. So, this is it. Thralls will make up the headline. The Angmarim archers, I guess, will have to be the ones who pack the punch. Where are they? Okay, they are over there. Ooh, damn! The watchmen, and they are all ready. And they are ranged. So we need to occupy them as soon as possible. Can you get any shots off? And you guys are just chilling in the back. I'll need you a lot more with the last squad of these boys. Some ranged, some axes, and some spears. I'm not that worried, actually. If you remember when Agendour defended Hobbiton all by his lonesome, he did an absolutely stellar job with that. Even though he was all alone, he was victorious. Okay. So you go with the old pulling back method, huh? I've heard of tales where it worked. Charge in. They didn't get a single shot off, the watchmen. However, I do not doubt that they are more efficient in melee than my units are. At least when it comes to the thralls.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
And I want you to kind of engulf them. If you would be so very kind. I think I'm starting to become a bit too cocky regarding my own competence, because I have won a couple of battles, and taking Kenneth Bryn was a big boost for my confidence, but I have to make sure that I don't become riddled with hubris just because I've won a couple of battles. You know that I can lose battles as well. I'm quite good at that, actually. So they are shaken for now. I have 3 uses of the Black Hand of Mordor, but I do not really feel like using that is warranted right now. They're wavering, and soon they might break, and then we'll just completely engulf them. And take prisoners instead. There we go. Broken, and we'll just gobble up all of them. Not all of them, but a couple of them, it seems.
Our men have captured the enemy general.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, and make it so he can see us defeat.
Oh, now they're fighting to the death? Really? Now that's a badass. Just lighting the torch, even though he's routing and broken, he's running in. He knew that the hillmen weren't even strong enough to take a broken man. Here we go. What do we got now? There they are, and that's ranged units as well. I think they're starting to get a bit tired. But let's start walking. Towards them, at least. And then we'll see if they start to if they stop to shoot. Then we should start running. You are only warmed up, so let's run you in. And you make up that flank. You, actually, let's get these guys to, where are you? Way back. To create another line for the next army coming our way. You run up so you can start shooting. Great. Oh, already broken? Really?
The battle is very much
This is the Wish version of Journeyman. Okay. Form up the lines. And you can start shooting at the lumbermen because they don't have any shields. So they should fall quite easily to the archers. But that's just a theory. Look at this. Beautiful. They're still walking. Proud. And they are eager to get into combat with us. Okay, now I would like you to run up on the flank, and I'll have you running into charge. And then hopefully we'll be able to engulf these guys as well. Using my hillmen and thralls as much as possible. Because the Angmarim infantry and the Angmarim archers of course I will not use in melee unless I absolutely have to. But I kind of want them to be as healthy as possible. And now let's use the Black Hand of Mordor. That should make most units break, actually. Now, set up the thralls. I mean, we can let 2 journeymen escape. That won't hurt us. We've lost 9% so far. Brought down 44. They are still steady. Are you sure about that? Can we get any shots off on them, I wonder?
The glory of Angmar.
There we go. That's enough with one volley. Yeah, and they were too smart. They really understood that we wanted to engulf them. Now they are broken. Broken and alone. Wanted to rest their bones. But sun is not shining on them, so I get that they are feeling cold. Do I have anything back here? "91 lumbermen." I mean, that's still a big amount, and we've only brought down 60%, 61. What are you doing? You were going on the right direction. You goddamn imbeciles. Okay, everyone just run and try to charge them down. I have no idea what you guys are up to. But it's not what I told you to, that's for sure. Okay, so now we'll have to try and engulf those guys instead. I'm so disappointed at you guys. So disappointed. See if we can pick them off with the archers instead. 82. I mean, if this unit is why we won't kill the entire army, I'm gonna be pissed. Run over.
Badly bloodied.
Yeah.
They have lost half their men.
Little more than half, actually.
We will smash the enemy.
We are up to 65% being brought down. But they still have 80 left. But now they turned! Which most likely is going to be why their entire army is going to be obliterated. They might break again really soon, so I will have to put my archers into formation as far behind them as possible. What's it looking like here? Yeah, those guys are encircled if I've ever seen something. Continue.
Pursue and run them down.
Brought down 77%. I have to reach 85, I think, for all of them to be for all of the army to die. 85 or 90, I never quite know which. Oh my god. I said that the Angmar infantry were better, but they have not been good at following orders at all so far. Enemy general fallen, that's great. 85, let's just fast forward to see if we can get to 90. Doesn't look like that's the case, does it? See if I can get them, maybe, to intercept these guys. But no. They were dribbling me like Cristiano Ronaldo. 86. Okay, I don't want to do this battle anymore. 87, that's good enough. We lost 157, but we brought down 344, 155 prisoners. Did anyone really stand out? The Hillmen, one of the Hillmen groups. Proud of you. And there we have it. Of course, execute. Will you start walking backwards or... Yep. He started walking backwards.
There's no glory in hiding like this, my lord.
However, I do like it that I have a big ass army down here.
Yes.
I think I would like to join it up with some more units from the Ostsul region. Mangalen is pissy. But still, you're not pissy enough to rebel or revolt. So we'll just have you on close watch. Don't think there's much more for me to do in this turn, actually. Michael Delving. Both Michael Delving and Hobbiton was taken in the same episode. Pretty proud about that. And you still can't attack them. This army, I just want to walk around and get some better view. And you, I would like to start moving south. First of all, let's get you into that fort. Goba Drain. Oh, nice. We have some units here as well. We can start moving south. Actually, I'll march you all towards Deadman's Dyke. And of course here we have the barracks where we can, that we can create the Iron Crown units, which are so cool. Carndoom, nothing new here. You are retraining the wargs. Rip Warg Bro is actually pretty stacked, but you do not have a lot of movement points. Where do I want you? March you all towards the Bree border.
much to exhaust.
Cool stuff. I think we can end the turn here. So in this episode, like I said, I've taken FUIROST, so that's like one checkbox filled. But apart from that, I think I have to start like just pumping out trash for all these sieges that I'm going to do. Arnor is strong. I mean, they have pretty few territories, but they have been very defensive, and during that defensive time they've just stacked up their banners, so they have a couple of at least almost full stacks, and I'm pretty ooh, a candidate for adoption. Don't mind if I do. Not nervous, but I'm more concerned regarding Arnor units than I am of breed units. Orc Pit and Hobbiton. Yeah, might be good to have more locations to recruit orcs. Just put as many units as possible into that army. You can join up there as well. And you are moving to that fort. I might actually march you down south so you can join up with these guys. And you... Oh, you're too far off.
We shall continue tomorrow.
So these guys will join up as well. Ostsul will still be a little recruitment hub. We can retrain you as well, so we shall. What's it looking like over here? Imladris. Okay, that actually looks like something I should be able to take down, to be honest. But I also want... Kamethbrin is a castle, so that's of course is a great recruitment hub. So we start building some a great hall for free upkeep and some things like that, some jazz. You boys join up with this army. I can't use all of you. God dang. Put in the cavalry maybe. Let's see if I can merge up anything. Not enough to free up any space. You move back to Kamethbrin.
Yes, my lord.
Anyone else we like really? You move back to Kamethbrin. Then we get both of those in. Actually get you into the fort so we are free upkeep. Beautiful! So we have almost a full stack. So close, so close. Ooh. Actually, move you back to Kamethbrin, and then I can get one unit of hillmen. Damn, still so close. Okay, if I put you here first and foremost and set up a watchtower, because Imladris seems to have lost, they used to have almost a full stack, so now I'd like to know where all those units went. Not there, not there, it seems, but there they are. And if I can take out some of their units in the battlefield and make the siege on Imladris easier, then that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see what we got from messages since over with a new turn. Deadman's Dyke got some hillmen, awesome, and we will recruit some units as well. We have 4 recruitment spots. Ooh, yay! Barracks. The Iron Crown units. Beautiful. That's always worth putting money into. Doom got some war graders, which is just great. I'm thinking about getting... I mean, it's so far for them to walk. I don't even know if I want to recruit units here if they aren't absolutely top-notch tier. And this is a fortress as well. So I think I'll set up the Great Hall, because that's going to be necessary for me to be able to build a barracks. Hillman barracks. So there's the next level of that one, I guess. Root out Huskarls. Okay, and Huskarls, I believe they are armor piercing. So that's always good. A lot of cool buildings to get here, actually. I need to start investing a lot into Doom. Mason's Guildhouse, I think that's a good idea to start, because all of these buildings, I will want them. Let's see, 702 left. Can I get anything fun in Litage? Hillmen, always good to just cram out Hillmen. And those archers can start moving south. Beautiful. And you are retrained, which is just awesome. I want to move you towards Bree, actually. Rip Warg, bro. Move you towards Bree as well. But I'm damn near a full... Not that near a full stack, but I will just fill up my ranks with units and then I'll march on Bree, which is down here. I should have a scout somewhere if he hasn't died. I have you. So Bree does have a pretty sizable army near Longbottom, but look at that in Bree. Full stack +2. God dang. Can't get anything more here. So let's that's like our eastern front taken care of. You can't move anymore. I would like to take those guys out in the field of battle before moving into Imladris. Yeah. And on the northern front, I wanted these guys to move around a little bit. Okay. Nothing here that I've missed. So let's march down towards the border so we can get towards Ostingellon and then from there down to the southwest. Okay, we're not gonna look at this. Too much red in the rating. Construction report. Oh yes, Litash got a mining network. Awesome. That will be good for the economy. And I will actually try to build more leather workers, blacksmiths and things like that, just to get better armor for my trash. And the recruitment report, right. Barcheleg, all these are retrained. Anuminas, Witch Knight are retrained. And that's of course his bodyguard. So great. Now let's see what we can do down here. First of all, you can join up with them. And then we can take care of these guys. 90 units, Mithlon Nobles. Okay, this is not gonna be a fun battle to watch most likely. But I'm gonna record it anyway because I'm gonna play it on the battle map because I want to make sure that none of these guys escape. They are a super strong unit that if they take place in a big army, they can deal quite some damage. So having them out in the open field is just swell. Put the archers into line as well, and you can actually fire at will as soon as you can. And then of course I'll need the Angmar infantry on one line, but these guys are also going to be quite necessary, the pikes, and also of course the Rudar savages, armor piercing as well, and the hillman will just do what hillman does, I guess. So, let's go. You can already start shooting. That's pretty good. Let's actually see if we can move you up even further. Are they walking towards me? They are, aren't they? Yeah, okay. So they are walking towards their own doom. I'm absolutely fine with that, actually. Move back a bit so you're not gonna get shot by the ballistas, and then I'll run up with the raiders just to shoot at them from the backs. I'll march you up as well towards the ballista just so we have the pikes to keep the Mithlond nobles kind of within an arm's length distance. Doesn't look like we're getting a lot of good shots off with the ballistas, actually, unfortunately. Oh, nice. There we got one. And you are firing as well, but what are you doing? You're running around. Now you can stop moving and start shooting instead. Cool. They are down to 74. Still a bit more than I would want to face in melee. 73. I mean, come on, ballistas. You're hitting the ground. 67, 65. And the arrows are just raining down. I mean, their armor is second to none, actually. Okay, you can keep shooting. Are they actually turning their back towards us? And going for the units I have in skirmish mode? Interesting strategy, boy. I'll actually choose to manage the wargs manually instead of trusting their skirmish mode ability. Because I want to just kind of... Ooh, damn, I thought the ballista was gonna hit my wargs. Just run around leading them on in front of all of my ranged units. They are down to 49. And the ballista seems to be very keen on almost shooting my wargs.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost
50%. And they should start dropping soon. With all of the arrows hitting them, I believe their hit points are starting to get a bit low. But now it looks like they are starting to move towards my ranged lines. No, they're not. This is awesome. This is the kind of way I like to fight elves. being vastly outnumbered to us. So we can just shoot them down. There we go. The ballistas are starting to get warmed up. Actually, they're still fresh. Duh. Oh, nice. Play a bit faster. Actually thinking if I want to send in the general with the barrel whites to just finish them off. Just look at how many archers and ballistas it takes to bring down one stinking unit of Mithlon nobles. This is embarrassing for us, but for them it's a great testament to their strength. And I think this was only a captain as well, so it's not a general's bodyguard or anything, it's just a badass unit. And they are down to 23. And we keep them right in the middle where we want them. Down to 21. Down to 16. This is going great. If we can do this without losing a single unit, that would be just swell. Because we're gonna need every single unit we have in order to siege all these elven settlements. Elvish settlements. Okay, our archers are actually out of ammo, and still we haven't been able to bring them to heal. 10 left and they are still eager. This is so impressive. Okay, now you are out of ammo. Pull you back. Where are you? Let's put you out of no longer fire at will, and then we'll just charge in the general. Hopefully he can reach them before they reach the ballistas. Come on. Be quicker, we're gonna lose wargs. There we go. Have we lost anyone so far? Did we lose a warg? Maybe. I don't see the corpse anywhere. But there we go, and now you can use your skill, and we'll just fast forward to bring down the enemy general lies dead. Beautiful! We lost 0 soldiers while bringing down a group of nobles, I think. So that's great. Always good to like mop up the dust bunnies in your soon-to-be territory. Hope everyone's doing well, by the way, and that you had good holidays, if you celebrated anything or such, and that you're having a better weather than we're having in Sweden. Great. So, there we go. Now I'm thinking,
As you command.
can't construct a watchtower here. Oh right, I am in dwarvish territory right now. Oh damn, this is also dwarvish territory. The dwarves of Eredluin has really pushed through on these territories. So I guess we'll just have to circle back in the next turn. Oh
Yes.
right. We have a lot of generals in Michael Delving.
My lord.
If I take you out of there, they become a bit sad. But I think that
Yes, my lord.
retraining is going to take care of all of that by itself. Retraining and culture, etc.
Yes, my lord.
Can I put you here and set up a tower?
This tower will keep vigil
Yes,
over the
I
land.
can. I can recruit sellswords here, but I can't really afford it right now. This is a really bad place to put one of my favorite generals. He has the dark blades. I completely adore that unit. Okay, don't think there's a lot more for me to
Yes.
do in this turn. The eastern side has been taken care of.
Your orders, my lord.
And the western side has been taken care of, and the southern side is on its way to be taken care of. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Let's skip to the next turn. Or the next season. I actually had a bunch of units on their way down, but that's just automatically putting them towards the frontier. It's interesting that the Witch Realm of Angmar get trading rights with basically all of these nations. Not the High Elves, of course, or Bree, or Arnor, but basically everyone else I'm trading with, or am allied with. So it's interesting to see that I'm trading with the Woodland Realm, for example, and I think I'm even trading with Lothlorien. Cool stuff. I'm very grateful that they want to trade with me so that I can make some money. Oh damn, only 2 grand? Mangalan Orc Pit. Yeah, sure. And just like that, all the money is spent. I want to see what expenditure 2.3. Some more green, but my finances are still really bad. I think that only means that I don't have a lot stocked up. I am the most advanced faction though, so that's great. Some faction announcements of retinue expands for Forsvin and Marshbram. Cool stuff. I got a Dunedain spy network right now, so that's great. Construction report, yes. Numinas has got a great hole, so further down the line I will be able to build the barracks there. but it is a large city, so I can also get a lot of good financial buildings here. So I kind of have to think about how I want to prioritize that. Roads, what would that do for my economy? Yes, I want roads. Oh my god. And I don't think I need that big population growth in Anumina, so I can increase the taxes just a smidge into high taxes. You're not as happy with me. Let's go normal then. Ostgalon, you got the Shrine of Malcor, which should be great for the culture. Thinking if this is a good place to recruit a spy. I don't think so, because I'd rather have spies like towards Arnor. Something like that. Okay, and Morvatarth got an herbalist so they can start growing. Isn't that just nice? I'll actually go with some hillmen here. So, because I will very soon need to start sending a bunch of units down south. Put you into the fort first and foremost. And then, what? Okay, that army actually moved back on me. Huh. So now, if I were to lay siege to Imladris, would they let me siege it? Or would they sally out? That's what I'd like to know. Actually, do I have... Oh, I can't put any units that's close enough to reinforce them if they were to sally out. Interesting. So I guess if they are going to sally out, then I'll just pull back actually with my army. I don't want to potentially risk losing a general, especially not a completely random one that doesn't really mean that much to me at all. Much rather lose like important generals like that one. Already broke, but we have laid siege to Rivendell. That's great. And all these units are free upkeep, so that's good enough for me. Let's see if we got some recruits. Angsul has got some regular some regular Angmarim infantry. They are free upkeep there, but I would like to start moving them towards the front. Deadman's Dyke. And you join up with that army. Oh, yes. Look at this. Almost a full stack. And do I want any of this crap? I need like better units than I currently have. Let's move you towards that fort and move you up to that one instead, so you're closer for the next turn. And put you there so you're free upkeep. What do you cost?
Your orders, my lord.
I have to pull him out to see. I don't think it's that bad.
Yes, my lord.
But if these guys start causing devastation, then that will make me money as well. So I got that going for me. Those archers, I only have room for 2 more units here, and I want as much of that as possible to be Angmarim units. So when we have a full stack, then we'll get like a crappy stack, and then we'll do the same thing as we did in then we'll do the same thing like we did in Kenneth Bryn. Just toss bodies at them basically. And you are still sad with me. Unrest. Some cultural unrest. But that's being taken care of. So, speaking of being taken care of, I think we should go into the next turn. Or, no, actually, we're back here. Is it? No. Let's start moving south. We've reached the Grey Havens. That means that... Ooh, Mithlond is here. Should I lay siege to Mithlond? I think so. And if they...
They're not going anywhere.
I want a spy in here as well, actually, so that I can know what kind of units they have. But I might just siege them down unless they decide to sally out. You actually, it's quite good to have you in Bree. I don't quite know what... Oh, right. I need you down here to take a look at my Arnorian friends.
My lord.
What about you? Wow, I have a lot of spies here down southeast, really. And I think I want them somewhere else. So I start moving them south. Hidden Valley. Even another one. Another one.
My lord.
Is it worth putting him in Brunost? Or should I put him in the... Actually, I think I'll just have him walk around. Fenasdrunin, Aragorn is there. And they have a lot of dunedain volunteers, etc. And Arnorian Blade Master. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Attacking them. Well, that's enough dilly-dallying. I think I've moved around the agents to where I want them to be, and I've laid siege to Rivendell as well as Mithlond. So now I'm sieging the heck out of the High Elves. Let's just hope that that they let me siege them out, basically, and that they don't decide to sally out, do something stupid. Let's see, do they sally out? No, please. Yes, they did not sally out. So now it's just a waiting game, because if they don't sally out the first one, I don't think they're gonna sally out until they've gotten reinforcements or the turns are down. I think though Rivendell...
We must make a stand. We are besieged.
Oh, what? Do you really want to break my your alliance with me? Betrayed. Goblins of Moria. Okay. Can I become unbetrayed? That's what I would like to find out. March is south. Imladris is besieged. Yeah, that's me. Do I have any diplomats close by? I want to take care of this as fast as possible. Diplomat in Eastern Peaks. Well, if this isn't a nice quinkydink ceasefire. Demanding, really. What if I give you map information? I will not. And trade rights. That's balanced, at least. Sauron's forgiveness. Dude, I'm a friend of Sauron. He's a good friend of mine. Okay. Awesome. I do not trust them, so I will actually be hanging back. Goblins of Moria actually have broken their alliances, so they have attacked both Mordor and Dol Guldur. That's a tip. Oh, damn. That means that they most likely will have the Balrog, right? If they break their allegiance to Sauron, then they get the Balrog instead. Huh. That's gonna be fun to fight. However, I won't have to most likely because we're in a ceasefire with trading rights. Construction report. Right, we are working on the culture and Mount Graham has gotten an inn. Isn't that just swell? A great hall would be nice here as well for more free upkeep. But I think I'm just gonna have to go with the mines, basically. Litash, what do I want here? You don't have any mines? Roads, will that make me any money? Basically not. Wow. I'm thinking. And that's where that got me. Move south. Mount Graham is building. Litash is recruiting. Not building anything yet though, because I'm thinking that I might want to invest somewhere else. You're already building in Angsul, Barchaleg, Smoking House. What do I want here? Maybe a Great Hall or road. Mines? Crappy mines, but mines still. I think Great Hall might be a good idea. Let's not go for anything right now. Let's just recruit Unit in Atheline, I don't think I can build anything there even if I wanted to. Shrine of Melkor, I think that might be fun. And just like that, I'm Baroque. So let's just put some money into trash, shall we? You are on your way somewhere. To Dead Man's Dyke, no less. And you... Okay, so close. So close. And we are causing devastation, which is making us Monet. So let's just get a little bit further south and we can put some... How many archers do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually think I'd rather put Angmar infantry here actually. No. Last second change of heart. Because I realize we have all these archers in the fortresses. So let's just keep them there. And right, we are starting to get the trash as well.
Yes, my lord.
And so this army will be the one laying siege, and then they will be reinforced with a trash army situated just right next to them, basically.
It will be an honor defeating you.
I can try, bro. Oh yes, look at this beauty, Ostsul. Right, this was the soldiers that I was just talking about. Can move you here for free upkeep, and then we're not gonna train anything more right now. Okay, bottom to the top. Dead Man's Dyke. It's good to have you there actually, and you are free upkeep, so that's good as well. Let's just keep them in Dead Man's Dyke for now. I will not use them as a trash army for Agendaur. Did I call him Anuminas earlier? I don't know. Of course his name is Agendaur though. And we have these beautiful guys in Angsul. Cost us, yeah, $1,000 altogether in upkeep though. So it would be nice to put them somewhere where they don't cost any upkeep. First of all, let's just start moving them south. That's just great to have them though. And Litash, you got Hillman. I think I've already moved those. Great. That's it for armies. Let's retrain you, get you some better armor. And you are moving. You are neutral right now, which is smart choice on your end. And you are still sieging Imladris. 11 turns until they surrender. 11 turns, that will put me at 82. So I would actually like to... I would like to... I can't get in there while it's under siege, no. What if I put it really close? That's what I'm talking about. If I put it really close by. So now we'll be able to see how their health points and units drop. And oh my god, this will bring me some Monet most likely. Dunedain camp, yeah, that one's gonna be destroyed. Mining network, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we'll just keep on sieging. Just keep sieging. Just keep sieging. I'm still just flabbergasted and very, very grateful that Arnor hasn't decided to attack yet. I know that luck might end very, very close, very, very soon. Just checking the record time. We're almost up at an hour. And I don't think I have much more to do here. We are sieging there. And I'm just planning on bringing... Can I recruit anything up here in FUIROST? No, not yet. So I'm thinking I'll just keep on sending my my units down towards Mithlond. Because I do not trust that that army can take a sally out necessarily. But we'll see. Now I think I want to skip to the next season. Michael Delving went from, was it green to yellow or blue to yellow? In any case, they're not happy. Who can blame them? I can blame them. Damn, I'm Angmar. I'm the one owning them. They should be happy and thrilled and grateful. Which I guess they are. It's just one person in charge who's a little grumpy, and that's why it's yellow. That's my reasoning. Goblins of Moria, you will not attack me again. You will keep making me money through trade. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. Witch King's Hall. I cannot afford it though, but this would be such a nice thing to have in Angsul. Gift. Oh, thank you so much. Allies declare war. Dominion of Isengard declares war on Mordor. So, it would appear that one of our allies have forced a decision upon us by going to war with another people we have embraced as friends. We can only remain allies with one of these two peoples. Would you prefer it were the aggressor? And Dominion of Isengard is the aggressor. No. Alliance in tatters. Yeah, but I'm just gonna try to like get some trading agreements with you again. Let's see what we have, my diplomats. If we can take care of this the old-fashioned way.
Yes, my lord.
Thranduil's halls. You are way too far away. How far up have you gotten? That's what I'd like to know. I think Fangorn is down here somewhere.
Without question.
So let's get you there. War declared between Isengard and Mordor. Let's just quickly check the rankings actually. Overall ranking of... Oh damn. Isengard is gonna get butt kicked by Mordor. What were they thinking? Mordor is way too big for them. Anyway, let's hope Mordor wins, because those are my bros. Made some money, a lot of green in the ratings, which is good. We're at number 2 in production, which is awesome. And Mordor is the most advanced faction, so they're like the biggest and the most advanced. And Isengard still feels like, yeah, I'm gonna take you on. Real David and Goliath situation. However, we do know how that one turned out. Okay, a bunch of retinue expanded among my spies, but Eakan... Oh right, you're just hanging out in Anuminas getting retinues. Awesome. Great for you, bud. Construction report, Angsul got a catapult maker and ballista, so Angsul is for sure our main place of like recruitment. Wish I had more money to just throw at them basically. And I know that this is going to be very I'm going to need all of this to fight the Balrog if I were to fight Moria. First of all, let's start with it. Let's just queue everything up. Why not? I want to recruit them anyway. Kenneth Bryn, you got the Temple of Melkor. After that, you're building a Great Hall, which is just swell. I'd like to retrain you as well. I think that's gonna give him like the golden shield for best armor. Almost best, at least. Recruitment reports. A lot of retrained units. Angsul got the archers, which I should have seen previously. Start move you south.
Joining forces, my lord.
And also, Morvatarth got Hillman, which we'll just throw into the fort. We are so broke right now. Only 2 pieces of gold. Let's see. We do have room for both of you in that fort. So we'll put you there. Save some money. We are going to make a lot of money in the next turn. But upkeep is 13 grand right now. And it's going to be even more now because we're going to bring a lot of armies out. Ooh, look at that.
Come and get me, you coward.
That's going to be fun. So we're going to take them down. That's units that they've taken out of Bree for sure. But that will have to wait for until the next episode actually. I'm super psyched to start just wiping out Bree, to be honest. They have 2 settlements, 2 regions left, and I just want to take them. But like I said, that will have to wait. We have reached the hour of this recording. Thank you so much to anyone who stayed and watched for this long. And if you can help me out at all with any good information, tips, tricks on Third Age Total War or the Angmar campaign, please feel free to write them down in the comments below. And also a big great thanks to the ones of you who subscribe and support the channel. I'm so grateful to all of you. And I wish you a great day. So, take care, and I will see you in the next episode.